Namaste everyone and welcome to our continued study of Patanjali YogSutra. As mentioned, we did the slokas up to number 15 of the second chapter, and the last five slokas uh, we studied, and Maharishi explained us the doctrine of karma. They were all related to karma, and karmas happen because of kleshas. And more intense the kleshas, more intense are the karmas. So we studied that in pretty detail. Today we are going to do from the remaining slokas, which it is going to be compact, but it will be clear. No? So that is that explains this group of slokas explain Prakriti and Purusha, the seer and the seen. So the first sloka says that Heyam Dukkham Anagatam. You all have the handout, no? So Dukkham, Heyam Dukkham Anagatam. Heyam means avoidable, which can be avoided, which can be blunted. Heyam, dukkham, sorrows, dukkham, anagatam means which has not approached that yet. Those dukkhas which have not visited us, they can be prevented or subdued. Very, very good idea, no? So whatever happened in the past, we can't do anything. But any dukkhas that are going to come in our lot, that can be nullified, prevented, subdued, blunted by knowledge. So that is heyam dukkham anagatam. So that is a very comforting sutra. Now Maharishi Ji explains in the verse number 17, says what is that can be subdued. So that is drashta drasyo sanyogo heya hetu. Drashta means the seer, drasyo means the seen, drasyo sanyoga means complex or union, drasya sanyogo heya hetu, that is the preventable cause. Preventable cause is our union of our real Atman, which is a seer, and everything else what we see. That union is a preventable cause. So now we have to understand what is seer and what is seen. This is a very interesting major subject. And Sankhya Yoga, which is where the Lord also explained, it's the seer and seen. So it is known as seer and seen, Atma and Anatma means Atma, seer, Anatma means everything else. There's a Drashta, Drashya means the seer and seen. They all are different terms for the same thing. Or when we say Purusha and Prakriti, so Purusha is Atman, Prakriti is whatever we see. So that is Purusha, Prakriti. So when they get merged and they get make an union, that is capable of inducing all the trouble, pain, doership, enjoyment, all this that results because of that union. So very important to know. So Lord explains that, and he says Prakriti Purusham Chaiva. Prakriti and Purusha Vidhi anadi ubhavapi. Know them to be anadi means beginningless. They are there forever. Prakritim purusham cheva vidhi anadi ubhavapi vikaranscha gunascha vidhi prakritir sambhavan. And the modifications of the qualities of Prakriti creates all the different scene, different occurrences. So Purusha and Prakriti, they are there always from the beginning. These two are the powers of God. But the modification in the Prakriti causes all different experiences, different things that we see in the world. While Purusha is steady, one, no change. Echo. So our ability to separate out ever-changing Prakriti from never-changing Atman. Ever-changing Prakriti, we have to push it aside. Never-changing soul, we have to focus. If we can understand this intellectually, meditate on it, ponder over it, and separate them, that is called yoga. And if we can do that, then no pain can visit you. No pain. Means you make the sadness has no teeth. The various occurrences have no impact on you. Means you are ever blissful, and everybody wants that. So this understanding and this separation is extremely important. So Purusha and Prakriti. Now God gives very important statement. Purusha Prakriti stho hi. Purusha means Atman. Prakriti stho hi. By Prakriti only. Purusha Prakriti stho hi. Bhunkate Prakritir jan gunan. It enjoys various gunas, various pleasures and pains and scenery and everything it experiences. Oh, Purusha. How? With the combination of Prakriti. Purusha, Prakriti stho hi, only that way. Purusha, Prakriti stho hi. Bhunkate means enjoy. Prakrutir jan gunan. Prakrutir jan means what the gunas that are born out of Prakriti. Prakriti jan. What happens? Karanam guna sango asya. But the trouble comes. Karanam guna sango asya. We get attached to those sanga asya. And more we are attached, more miserable we are. And that is the reason for continued birth and death cycle. Again, Purusha Prakriti stho hi bhunkate Prakritirjan gunan karanam guna sango asya sad asad yoni janmasu. Whether you will be born in a better situation or worse situation depends upon your qualities of gunas with which you have made tremendous friendship, and now we are attached to it. That is amalgamation is a part of consciousness or Atman, which is called Jivatman. As long as it is tainted and complex with these gunas and attachment, you have to take repeated birth and death till all those gunas and vasanas are exhausted. So this understanding is extremely important for this life or whatever happens in future. So that's why it says it is preventable. This Sanyog realize this and separate it out. Those who can separate it out, they are called yogi. Now it explains the Prakriti further. So that is the verse number 18. Prakasa, Kriya, Sthiti, Sila. 4 things. Prakasa, light, Prakasa, Kriya, action. Prakasa, Kriya, Sthiti means in action. Prakasa, Kriya, Sthiti, Sila. Sila means those characteristics. The Prakriti has these 3 characteristics. What the message is describing is Sattva, Rajas, Tama. Sattva is light, so Prakasa. Rajas is action, Kriya. Prakas, Kriya. Tamas is inaction, that is inertia, Sthiti. Having these 3 qualities, Prakriti is acting. So Prakasa, Kriya, Sthiti, Silam. How it functions? That is qualitative part. It functions by Bhutendriya. Bhuta means Panch Mahabhuta. Panch Mahabhuta, that is air, ether, water, fire and wind. These Panch Mahabhuta So is a bhuta and indriyas. Body is no good without indriyas. Soul is no good without indriyas. So with bhutendriyatmakam means the one which has these two characters, indriyas and bhuta means structures. All our structure, the prakriti is made up of this. Bhutendriya, atmakam. What is the purpose? There are two purposes. Bhoga, for us to enjoy the world. These indriyas and action that is so that is happening, that is for what purpose? For bhoga. We know this very well. But it has a better purpose than that. Bhoga, and second one is apavarga siddhi. It means to ascend further spiritually and realize the soul. God did not make this for just a waste, He made it, all the beings, and human beings are the best of the best of all species. So this creation, which consists of Prakriti and Purusha, has a two purpose. One is for our enjoyment. Second is through the same equipment, the same mind, same intellect, same senses, same scenery, to advance spiritually. Make believe we are on the second floor. We are exposed to this Prakriti, and we can, with thinking, pondering, and meditation on this truth, we can ascend to third floor, which is a higher status, sattva. Or we can just do the bhogas non-stop and remain here and there, getting bruised, and then deteriorate to lower category. So it has two purpose. So bhoga apavarga artham drishyam. These whatever is we are seeing or witness. Seeing means everything, okay? Seeing means witnessing, seeing by eyes, by other senses, as well as by intellectually. Intellectually or with our mind. Those are subtle equipments, but those are all equipments. Like I mentioned before, only one thing is truth, that is Atman. Everything else is Anatman. So this body is an Atman, this computer is an Atman, this hand is an Atman, this face is an Atman, this mind is an Atman, intellect is an Atman. So they are not mine. Whatever I can point, this, that is not I. Whatever I can point, this is the pen, this is the paper, this is my mind. My mind is not working, means I am identifying. My intellect is not so good as it used to be, so I can identify. So I'm not intellect, I'm not mind. So what are you? I'm pure Atma. When we can separate out, that's called Viveka, then your Atman is only a witness. If something happens to this computer, am I going to cry? I may cry a little bit that I have to buy another. But am I going to be disrupted, disintegrated? Nothing will happen. Similarly, if something happens to this hand, am I going to be destroyed? No, you're still going to be existing. So these, whatever we can identify, that is anatman, they are our equipments, and we have no connection with them. If I get a paralysis tomorrow and this doesn't move, so be it. That is, my hand is not mine. What do I care? You care that you have to function. That means that's the extent of your care. Nothing more than that. Means you don't get shattered. That is that. So these understanding makes all the pains go away. That is the Maharishi says. So the next verse, it says, so that quality, Prakriti that we talked about, they have four categories. That is the verse number 19. Vishesha Avishesha. Vishesha Avishesha Linga Matra Alingani. Vishesha Avishesha Linga Alingani Guna Parvani. These three gunas, or all gunas of Prakriti, they have four stages. They are alinga. Alinga it means undefined, means unmanifest. Linga means defined. And further categories, there is means really what the existence is only consciousness. So that consciousness has various stages of development. It goes. In a child, the consciousness is very primitive. Only the 2-year-old baby will want food and just run here and there, and that's a basic thing. As that we get older and get more exposed to Prakriti, that consciousness gets refined. So now the same child is able to see the flower, and once gets older, 8, 10 years, then he will be able to appreciate the fragrance of the flower and the fragrance that is coming from petals. That consciousness he will be able to understand. 2 years old baby, 3 years old baby wouldn't. She'll mess up and just start playing with the toys. Means this consciousness is developing, and this consciousness also has various categories. That is pure consciousness, which is sattva. Then contaminated consciousness, which is rajas. Then very dull, clouded consciousness, that is tamas. So these are different categories of consciousness. Best one is a sattva, pure light. It shows the things the way they are, real. Sattva gives you knowledge. Sattva gives you peace. Sattva gives you bliss. Sattvat sanjayati gnanam, Lord says, Lord. Sattvat sanjayati means from sattva is born knowledge. Sattvat sanjayati. Rajaso lobhayevacha. Rajas creates a greed. You don't want that, because otherwise you will be like on a treadmill, you will be running after something. And tamas brings the inertia. So these are different kinds of consciousness. Same consciousness which is contaminated consciousness. And pure consciousness means which has none of these gunas. So pure consciousness will bring a peace and bliss. And from pure consciousness, you become an advanced, and pure consciousness will attract you towards scriptures. And then you study scripture, and then you get to extraordinary consciousness. So sattva and suddha sattva, or utambhara pragna, means the highest consciousness, best, where you can figure it out everything. But it's same consciousness. So this is what the Prakriti offers. That's why we have an option to just continue this sattva rajas and hang around and just have parties and just destroy our life, or just make use of better. So there are two purposes. That's what it says. So now it says 20th word, drashta drasi matra. Drashta drasi matra suddho api pratyaya anupashaya. Drashta means seer. Drashi matra means the power to see, not seen, power to see. They are one and the same. Whether you say light bulb or the rays of light coming out of it, same thing. So drashta, drasi matra, it is pure. But it comes through the mind. Mind is in between. And that's why our seeing the world is different for all beings. Because we are different combination of sattva, rajas, tama, which is constantly changing like kaleidoscopic vision we get of the world, same mind, same person, it keeps changing at different times. And our consciousness has to pass through it to realize the world and sees the world which comes through the mind. So mind is in between. So we see, depending upon our mind, what we have done with our mind, we will see the world differently and we will interact with the world with that understanding. If I have, this is a beautiful example, if I have contaminated my mind, not contaminated in a useful way, contaminated, I did it for 20 years. What did I do? Studied medicine. So you study medicine 15, 20 years, all the time, that consciousness is exposed to the medical truths so that my mind is medically colored and my consciousness sees through that mind and I'm called doctor. Another guy did the laws and he studied the books of laws and his mind is layered with, like painted with knowledge of law, so he's called lawyer. A yogi has studied scriptures and he got interested in scriptures so much that he has painted with the divine truths, so he's called pandita. Or when he starts putting it in practice, now he's called yogi or Buddha. So it is the same mind which was blank. We were just talking about little baby, that they come totally blank and they learn from B, B, B. That's how it starts. So that is because this power of mind, of soul, goes through the mind, we see the things differently and we can use the way whatever we want our equipment. That's why it says, Man eva manushanam karanam bandhana mokshayo. If I keep thinking that I am bound and I am miserable, I am bound and miserable, I will become miserable. If I keep saying that, oh no, I am a pure soul, I am Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, I become Brahman. That's why they say you do it. In the beginning, you will feel that what nonsense I'm saying. I'm Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. I can't pay my bills and Aham Brahmasmi, I'm dead. So, but keep doing that, and a time comes when that becomes the truth. So that's why the Swami jokingly explains that fake it till you make it. Even if you feel it is false, fake it till you make it. You are faking something good. If I'm a crook, I'm a crooked man and I crook, then I will become a crook. So that is the power of our mind. So the next one is, what is the purpose of all these things? So it says, verse 21 says, Tadartha eva drashya. Tadartha. Tat artha. Tat means that, means Atman. Tat artha, for him. Only for Atman is this Prakriti. Tad artham drashya. Whatever we see has only one function and service of the boss. Who's the boss? Atman is the boss. What happened? That Atman was the boss and was very generous, so it gave power to mind, and from there came the ego, so gave power to ego and intellect. And these second category, third category officers became boss, and that is called Jivatma. So mind, intellect, ego complex take over our functioning and our real Atman, and we forgot Atman. So now God says you are stuck. You contaminated consciousness with all these things. So you have to refine that. You have to make it pure again. Because that contaminated jiva, consciousness, cannot merge with the cosmic consciousness, which is pure. I compare it with it's like oil and water you mixed up, my friend. That oil and water you mixed up cannot go back to Atman, which is pure water. So what do we have to do? So that's why you have to put it through the refinery. This world is nothing else but a refinery for us. That when whatever contaminated soul we came to this world with, it has not gone. And maybe it was dormant. Now the baby is an adult, and now she's seeing the power of that whatever she brought with her. That contaminated soul has to be purified. And how do you purify? By refinery, by distillation. And that distillation process, what is that called? That is called sadhana. That's what it is. So that is making our jivatman pure is sadhana. But it is doable and enjoyable, and we have no other option also. Then the second verse, following verse 22 says, Krutartham prati nastam. Beautiful. Krutartham prati nastam. The man who has understood this, means we do Zoom classes for a long time, we start understanding. You are called Krutartha, means you have understood. Krutya, Krutartha means done with. The guy has become PhD now. Krutartham api nastam. For that, the world is gone. World is nast. No, he has no interest. Faltu thing, this is. He knows that, okay, no, I enjoyed for 25 years. Nothing came out. So let me see, is there any better option? So Krutartham api nasta means one who is done with, this world is stopped existing. Means it is like a garbage on the sideways when you are traveling and going in a car. How much attention you pay? That much attention you will pay to the world. Krutartham api nasta. Then Prati means Kurta, for one who is done with, to him the world is of no great use, meaningless. But the one who is not done, he's still enjoying and he still thinks that it is right. And I'm opening 2 factories, and I'm now a senator, and I'm such and such. So he's still acting in the world. For him, it is real. Tad anya sadharanatvad. For another person, the things continue to function. Example, I retired in 2018. For me, the hospitals are closed. I never visited 6 years. For as far as my consciousness is concerned, that medical field is closed. But the resident who is coming and new doctors, it is very vibrant. That's what it is. So once you know, then you means a yogi is a retired man. So he's free in the world. He's a king of the world. The next verse is Swaswami Saktayo. Beautiful. These are very powerful ones, but they demand a lot of time if we want to go. But still we will get the real things. Swaswami Saktayo. Swami, who is the Swami? Boss, Atman. Swa means Prakriti. Swaha, that is the wife of Lord and Prakriti. So that is Shiv and Sakti. So this union. So that is Swaswami. So soul and Prakriti. Prakriti is really a power of God. Exists as long as the God is there. It's a divine power of God which is very dynamic and makes the show. And Prakriti wants us to go back to the boss. That's why Prakriti keeps hurting us Suddenly you get messed up, suddenly you get sick, suddenly you lose a child. All these experiences are traumas on the you inflicted so that you go back to the boss, the Lord. Prakriti will keep doing it and bruising you till you wake up and go back. That's the purpose of Prakriti. And it starts from very young age. You are 30, 35. First thing you get a news from India or wherever it is, oh, your father is very sick and oh, God forbid, father died. First trauma. Mother died, uncle died. 35, 40, 45, 55. We have gone through this. So all these traumas are to wake us up. Okay, anyway. Swaswami Saktayo. So the power of both, power of soul means Swami's power, and power of Prakriti. Swaswami Saktayo. Swarupa Uplabdhi Hetu. Why this that power is given to us is to identify their real Swarupa. Again, power of Swami means soul, power of Prakriti means the creation, are given to us to really identify Swarupa, means real. What is real Purusha? What is real Prakriti? That's what it says. Swaswami Saktayo means these powers. Swarupa Uplabdhi, to get the real feel, real understanding of Swarupa. Swarupa Uplabdhi Hetu Samyoga. That's why they combine. But it was not for us to get lost. So now you separate it out. Next one is Tasya Hetur Avidya. All this trouble came because of avidya, kleshas. We saw the klesha. Number one klesha is avidya. Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesh. These five. So those five, avidya is the problem. So treatment is vidya. So the same thing Lord Buddha says. World is nothing else but misery. He had no misery. He was the boss of bosses, and his father made sure that he will never come across any misery. But still godly soul made it, found it out that this world is nothing else but misery. We all know the story. In one visit, he saw four disasters of the life. He woke up. We see the disasters every day, go to funeral home, and we don't wake up. So that is the difference. So Lord Buddha figured it out. This world is nothing else but misery. The misery is the cause. Misery, there is a treatment for misery. And that treatment of misery will get you to liberation. And that happened. How did he get that? He pondered over this concept and this thing that is called tapa. He did for months and years, and left the palace and all the worldly thing and everything to find out what is the truth. And he found out the real truth of Swarupa of Lord and Swarupa of individual soul and Swarupa of Prakriti. That is Buddhism, different terms, but same truth. He uses the word Hanam and Hanapayam. Hanam is the trouble, Hanapayam is the treatment of the trouble. Next one is Tad Bhavat Sanyog Abhavo Hanam Tad Drashye Kevalam. When we separate out this ignorance with the knowledge, what is left behind is Atman Kevalyam. The absence of ignorance which created union, so absence of union, you dissolve, what remains is Atman. Tad drashye kevalyam. Kevalyam means liberation or moksha or mukti. Bandhan, pain, all those things were the layers around our Atman, which is the only real thing. When with tremendous sharp intellect, you are undoing these layers, like layers of onion you are separating, and what is left is Atman. That is called Kevalyam. And this process, you do it intensely and all the time. And that Atman is only a light and a Sakshi Bhav. And you are a witness. You are not sufferer or enjoyer. You are just a witness of a movie that is happening, like a 3 hours movie. And you have to do it intensely to realize this. I'm retired, so I'm doing it. So I do that 3 hour show from 3 to 6 early in the morning. And if you think about these verses very much in deep, you exactly feel as if you were in some different world in a movie. But 2-3 hours go by, and the clarity of the same truth becomes very palpable and realizable. Next one is 26. That is verse number 26. That gives you the idea. This is very powerful. And these and Gita means we are done. So Viveka Khatir Aviplava Hana Upaya. Vivek means discrimination. Khatir means clear perception. The Vivek, discrimination, gives you very clear perception. Vivek Khatir, how do you use it? Aviplava. Viplava means intermittently. Aviplava means all the time. All the time, using this faculty of discrimination will give you a perception of the truth. That is the treatment. So that will separate ever-changing world from never-changing Atman, and you become a Sakshi. It is like you go to this Six Flag fun fair, and you see the spinning wheel going. You were one of the guys sitting in that spinning wheel before. With the knowledge, now you dismount yourself from that spinning wheel, and now you are sitting on a bench and seeing other people spinning on the same wheel, enjoying, laughing, and when it becomes scary, screaming, and that is the world. So the one who has woke up, he sits on the bench. He says, "No, I don't want to go," and he is liberated. Other are screaming, enjoying, and doing the different things. God explains this, no? Beautiful. The same circle. It says there's a that is a. That's Arjuna in the last chapter. Iswara Sarva Bhutana, God. Iswara Sarva Bhutana, Hriday Arjun Tishtati, is seated in the heart. Arjuna, God or me, I'm seated in the heart of every being. Not human being, every being. Iswara Sarva Bhutanam Hriday Arjun Tishtati. Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rudani Maya. And all these animal species and all these beings, they are spinning as if mounted on a wheel of Maya. I love this sloka. In the beginning, I didn't understand so clearly. I memorized, but now you can see through and through. So, Iswara Sarvabhutanam Hridayarjun Tishtati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantrarudani Mayaya. I don't want to be on that spinning wheel, you dismount. What happens when you dismount? Then it says the last verse, 27th verse. Tasya saptada pranta bhumi pragna. Going through these stages, you get a sevenfold knowledge. Tasya saptada means it will take you to sevenfold achievement. Pranta means final, Bhumi means stage, Pragna means wisdom. You will get sevenfold wisdom if you follow this. And we are going to follow this. So, I mean, no, otherwise there is no purpose of doing Patanjali YogSutra. So the people have done PhD, and if I appear exam, I can get MD in that. So that there are people who take that exams. No? So that is tasya saptada pranta bhumi pragna, means that powerful knowledge you will get. And what that knowledge is, what are those 7 stages? So there, with that knowledge, there is end of what? There is end of desire to know anything more. There is end of desire to do anything more. There is end of desire not to do not to do anything. There is a desire. There is a desire not to gain anything, not to know anything new, not to do anything new, not to do. Means doing or not doing is optional to me. So those 4. Then 5th is end of sorrow. 6th is end of fear, and 7th is end of delusion. Means you will never get confused. At the moment we are deluded. That's why Shankaracharya ji says, that you are all in delusion. So these 7 clarity will come when we follow this. So the same thing Lord Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita. Neva tasya krutena artho. Neva tasya krutena artho. For such a man, there is nothing worth doing. Neva tasya krutena. Na akrutena kasya. Nor that he is avoiding anything. Na cha asya sarva bhuteshu kaschid artha vyapasre. Nor he wants anything from anyone. If he does his duties, that is fine. If he doesn't do his duties, it is fine. He doesn't want anything from anybody. He is happy as it is from within because of his powerful knowledge. Nevatasya krutenartho na krutena kaschana na chasya sarvabhutesu tasya sarvabhute kaschid artha vyapasraya. He is not asking for anything from anybody or any source. So what God says, there comes the most important sloka. Tasmat asakta satatam karya karma samacharan asakto acharan karma paramapnoti purusha. My friend, if you have come to this stage of understanding, now do the unattached work for the benefit of the world. Tasmat asakta satatam karyam karma samacharan is good karma samacharan. Asakto acharan karma parama apnoti purusha. And then you will be totally liberated. A lot of slokas. And the last sloka for today says that there are 7 limbs of yoga that we talked about. Means different limbs of yogas. Ashtanga yoga will start from next time. This is the last sloka of theory part. All the theory we have accumulated and understood. So this verse says, Anganu Anusthanat. So that is Yoga Anganu. Means yoga has these different steps. Yoga Anganu. Anusthanat means practicing. Anusthanat. What will happen? Asuddhikshaya means all the blemishes from your mind will go away. Asuddhikshaya means deletion. And what will happen? Gnan Dittara means Gnan will light up, knowledge. All the defects and blemishes will go away, and the knowledge will come and will give you a discriminative intellect, and you will be in Kevalya or liberated.
What is the basic difference between sadhana and aradhana?
It says sadhana is practicing these steps. Aradhana is more of a devotion and love for God. There is a component of love and emotion more in Aradhana. Sadhana, this is what we are doing sadhana. Otherwise, bhakti, you do bhakti. There are people who go to bhakti, they have a lot of love for God, and they don't have to necessarily go through these different steps. But we are all different, and something will appeal, and it's good to know both. You want to know gnana, and you want to know bhakti, and you want to know karma. They are not separate. They are all one, amalgamated. They all merge. You go this way, that way, but you will be at the peak. So sadhana, aradhana, bhakti, devotion, Ishwar pranidhan, love for God. My sister's name is Sadhana. Some most of the time she's here, and she doesn't doesn't become manifest, but
and my sister's name is Sadhana and Aradhana.
see that? Yes. The older names were all meaningful.
Yes.
They were not Pintu, Bintu, or Mini Fini, no?
So I caught on you saying that you do sadhana in the morning between 3 and 6 every day. What sadhana do you do?
This thing, this Gita, Patanjali YogSutra, whatever, Upanishad, all different scriptures, and it's which gives you clarity. You don't have to go over all the scriptures. Otherwise, Shankaracharya ji says, no, you will be a bunch of confusion. Essential things you learn, then you ponder over the truth, and then you practice. So,
Yeah.
but it is very enjoyable, no?
So meditation, like, do you meditate? Like,
this is all called meditation. Meditation is not just sitting quietly and not doing anything. If you are thinking on one-pointed thinking, it's meditation. One-pointed thinking, even if you are in a shower, that is meditation. In a bed, it's meditation. Meditation means one point. Now we are starting from next time onwards. That verse number 29 and onwards is called Astanga Yoga. It will tell you one by one all the steps. And that goes all the way to Kevalni.
Okay. So next thing I wanted to say was number 2.26. Viveka Khyati Aviplava. I can't pronounce it, but basically,
Viveka Khatir. Vivek means discrimination.
So if you continuously discriminate all throughout your day, it says all the time.
All the time.
So it is all throughout your day in everything that you're doing.
Yes, as you don't do anything spontaneously or anything without thinking. Means conscious living. Means anything you do, as you will know the purpose, the reason, what I'm doing, and who is suffering. Means if the pain comes, you use the same science that who is suffering. No, I am not suffering. It is my body suffering. I did not lose money. My bank account lost money. Means you are separating out Anatman and Atman. So the right away, the power of those happenings which will happen to everyone, that power of causing pain, or example, personal example. Somehow or the other, I just lost $50,000 suddenly, unexpectedly. But because of this knowledge, what does it? It didn't touch me 1 cent. And I had a cup of coffee next minute, and that's it, forgotten. Is the bank account is 50 less, and bank account becomes 500 more, I'm not going to get arrogant and elated. Or if it goes, I'm not going to get depressed or shattered. It's just passing by. Because this all things are anatman. Even a billionaire, if at the end he's going to lie down in a 6 feet casket, same thing, without any penny going with him. That conviction, that knowledge helps you so much. Huh? So the best beautiful actresses, just they show it on the Facebook that this is how such and such lady looked in the 30s and 70s, and now she's all you can't even recognize. So that is passing by prakriti, changing. So what do you care? No, if you get a little spot here or here, you don't care. When you don't care, when you have knowledge. Otherwise, you will care so much that you will go and get a plastic surgery. Got it?
Yeah. So really, we don't need the 8 limbs of yoga then.
No, we need. So far, no, that's you're right. So far, Mercy ji put this knowledge, it was scattered lot of information in so many sutras. Now he is going to give you a structured thing to walk. If we have understood this very clearly, we will move faster on Ashtanga Yoga. It will be very clear. But the material is still different because it is all practical and applied. This was all theoretical and analytical information, discriminative power. Now it will be organized in yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyaham, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. All the way. You cannot go to samadhi and start meditation from tomorrow because now you have to go through yama, niyama, understand pranayam, pratyaha, and if you do it, then a subsequent step is easier and doable. A lot of people say, I'm going to start meditation from tomorrow. My friend, till yesterday, you were doing Atlantic City every weekend. How can you do meditation? You cannot. So that's what Mercy ji says.
Right. Actually, yeah, that makes sense, right? In order for us to do the Viveka Khatir all the time, uh, you have to build up to it. Is like if you can do Viveka Khatir all the time and keep practicing it, that's great. But I think in order to be able to be discriminative, like, oh, this is temporary, this is not me, is very difficult, right? Like, because it feels so real. Like everything that is happening to you feels so real. So in order, like, it's really hard to have that discrimination. So my thinking then is that based on what you're saying is that the 8 limbs of yoga will build you up to it.
Yes. So it will be overlapping, organized way, because these are very complex ideas, but the result is so enchanting that you will feel great. You are young, no? So if that knowledge settles in you at young age, the remaining 20, 30, 40 years of yours will be extremely good. That's what Shankaracharya ji says. You want to become a knowledgeable, not when you are in the nursing home, no? You want sooner the better, no?
Okay.
Any other question?
Are we done? Okay. So I just wanted to say something that at least acknowledge that I used to feel that when you're happy you forget God, and when you're sad then you kind of go to God, kind of I'm helpless or this is a trouble time, and that brings you closer. But now when I'm listening to all this, it's opening up a bigger truth that.
Yeah.
All that is very shallow in that sense.
It is.
And the huge truth is like the Prakriti is doing all this so that you realize that what you are as an Atman, rather than all these small things, that this is happiness and this is sadness, and you remember God when you are in trouble, and all these things seem so shallow in that sense.
So God feels very sad that we only visit him when we are broken, and no, that God says, but still I'm happy. God says that at least you came. There are crooks, and no, I shouldn't say crook, but there are people who would not never go to, even if they are in trouble. They will try to figure it out themselves, and by hook or crook, and but never go to the God. So that way we are okay, but we should go for real knowledge. We just to acquire real knowledge. This is real knowledge. Once you know 1, 2, 3, 4, that's it. You are done. And there is no, it is no blind faith. No faith is required. Only your intellect, just your intellect, your mind, your own experiences, and your life experiences. You decide what you want to do.
I think that's why they say
There is nothing to believe in, no? You believe in yourself. That's why God says, Udduret atmana atmanam na atmanam avsadet atmev atmano ripu atmev bandhur atmana. Your equipment that I give, God says, your mind, intellect, and this and other senses, they are your friend if you train it and use it.
Right.
And they are your enemies if you don't train it and use it in a right way. So you decide what you want.
Right, right. No, this is very helpful. And the Ferris wheel example also resonated very well.
I give you hundreds of examples. If we look at the lectures, and these examples are different books, different yogis. So then your own examples, it will spring from within. This is and says that if you really go very much in depth, all the knowledge will spring from within, the true knowledge. Narsi Mehta didn't go to any university. Mirabai did not become PhD. All Upanishadic writers, all those Rishi Munis, none of them went to the university, but their knowledge, people are doing PhD in the colleges now. Where did that knowledge came? Because they meditated so intensely, and then they realized the truth, and that truth made them sing, chant, write. That became godly words. That is, and then truth. Tukaram didn't go to any, Kabira did not go to any university. But Kabira's, they differently, their dohas, their stuti, their bhakti, gave so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Malaji, that's why they say दुख में सुमिरन सब करे सुख में करे न कोई
Yeah.
जो सुख में सुमिरन करे दुख काहे कोई.
Yeah.
So if you think of God, you'll never have those sad moments. Yeah.
No, but I think I want to interject one more thing, that when you say that you do believe in God now, the reason is there are 4 kind of people who comes to God. One
Yes.
is like Artho,
Yeah.
right? Jignasu and all that. Right now you are coming with somewhat knowledgeable. So you are going to the God for knowledge.
Yes.
That's what changed the path of your...
And that the last category is the most dear to God.
Correct. Yogi,
Arto
you become
jignasu
Gnani.
artharthi gnani cha
Yeah.
bhartasava
Right.
tesham gnani nityokta akubhaktir visisyate priyo hi gnani no atyartam yasacha mama priya.
That is
And
true.
he says that gnani is my atman.
Yeah, that is true. Just I want to sort of emphasize on one thing. So ultimately, it looks like that we are not karta, na bhokta. We are just plain witness. And witnessing that in midst of Prakriti, which is also with 3 gunas, and it is also created by God. God wants us to do having that with the 2 things. One is for Bhoga and one is to ascend further. At that point, we are sort of going on the path of ascending further to elevate us. And the way to do that is nothing but advancing in spirituality.
It's clear like day and night, really speaking.
Yeah.
But it doesn't become clear just without any effort. So it is because the power of Maya is so much
Yeah.
So that it entangles and it looks real, and it consumes you. So this means Rajas will take you and keep you busy, so busy
Yeah.
that you will be making money, spending money, and all those kind, and the life runs out. So Rajas is also light.
Yeah.
But Rajas is, I compare that
And
with,
contaminated.
no, that is, it's a disco light. It's light. So you can't read in that. You can
Right.
see that. You may dance with somebody else's wife. It's confusion. So it is light, but it is a disco light.
It is
Tamas is darkness. Sattva is.
Yeah, Rajasastu phala dukham. Agnane tamasa.
If you do it 1,000 times, then it becomes your second nature. So anytime you are doing that, it will come in front of you. You say, no, leave it alone. That piece of knowledge and will be very handy, and you will stay away from it. No, I gave you the example of 50,000 loss. No, it is not fake. It is real. But did it hurt me? Not at all.
Today is a good day to know that for NVIDIA. So that's true.
Yeah, and for my wife also. No, she has become the same.
Right.
She didn't utter a word. Say, oh, yeah. You make money, lose money, just as they say, at the end, you need 6 feet space. That's it.
That's true.
Or I think
Yeah.
Atul bhai, Monish bhai mentioned the 4 stages.
Yeah.
Why closer to can you name those 4 stages?
I think Atul Bhai can tell you betterly, but
Yeah.
basically there are 4 ways people go to God.
Yeah.
Okay.
It Artho,
Artho, Jignasu,
Jignasu,
Artharthi,
and Agnani.
Gnani. Artho means one who is in difficulty.
Hmm.
Artharthi means one who wants something, wants children, wants money, wants land. Artho, Artharthi. Jignasu means he has a curiosity.
Okay.
And Gnani knows that this is the truth and he wants to advance on that truth.
Understood.
And so, and out of the 4, like we said, that when we are in trouble, we go. Savitaji said, right?
Yeah.
To temple. No, I mean, okay, well, that's fine. But now you wake up. You are not a greedy, useless person, no? And then you will start feeling pity on yourself. That what kind of organism I am, no? so and slowly that asking from God will go away.
Yeah, correct.
And you will work for him.
Correct.
I feel like working for him all the time now. If you want, I can be here whole night. So I don't expect any good word from anybody or nothing. Just because God likes this kind of activity, you do it for his children, and that is the best way. The best gift you can give anybody is the spiritual exchange. Highest gift.
So having that mode of Manoj Bhai for Gnani is because with that, what you are doing is you are creating a purified intellect where you have better discriminating power.
Yes.
Correct.
And the whole life is about sharpening that intellect through that.
So yes. So that's
Right.
what we said. The 7 things which we get.
Right.
The last one was absolute
Sevenfold
delusion.
wisdom. Yeah.
No delusion means clear knowledge. Delusion means false knowledge. No false knowledge.
Correct.
So clear knowledge, like.
So there are 3 Ds I think you mentioned earlier in the lecture. It's called delusion, denial, and one thing I'm forgetting now. Those
Discrimination
things.
for that.
And discrimination.
For
Yeah.
the treatment, you need discrimination.
Yeah. So that's 3 things.
3 days. And to put it in practice, you need to know Dhamma Dhanam Daya Iti.
Yeah.
Dhamma Dhanam Daya Iti. Etat Trayat Success means these 3 things you learn. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, you tajet. These 3 you tajet, these 3 you learn.
Yeah.
Practical.